Hi guys, from today I am going to tell about SQL, that is structured query language, along with front-end language. In this SQL language we are going to discuss about what are the topics present in basic SQL or advanced SQL or intermediate SQL, and I am also going to tell what is a database or relational database or non-relational database. All these topics are going to discuss in this video. First of all, I am going to tell about SQL. It is a programming language that is used to interact with relational database. So when we take some database, we have to add or delete or modify some of the data in database. Not only in relational database or non-relational database, we have to modify or add or delete some of the data in our database while using them in our application, right? For relational database, we are going to use SQL, that is structured query language. It is the interface between application, user and relational database to manipulate or add or delete the data in our RDBMS. RDBMS means relational database. Okay. Most used relational database is Oracle, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL SQL. Throughout our course, I am going to use PostgreSQL. In next video, I am going to tell how to install that PostgreSQL and how we can modify the data, or how we can delete, or how we can alter the data by using SQL in this PostgreSQL. I am going to tell in our further classes. Here we have some of the IDEs, that is some of the IDs that is we are going to use in to our databases. That is, for PostgreSQL we are going to use pgadmin as an IDE. For MySQL we can use MySQL Workbench. For Microsoft SQL Server we can use SQL Server Management System. For Windows, for Mac we have some other IDE. For Oracle we are going to use SQL Developer. As I mentioned before, we are in our course we are going to use PostgreSQL. For that we are using IDE, that is pgadmin. I will tell how to install and how to add data to database in our further classes. Okay, coming to basic SQL. What are the basic topics that we are going to learn in our SQL, right? That are what is relational database. We are going to see what is a relational database. In that we are going to know about how data is stored in relational database, how is a schema with respect to a relational database. We are going to discuss in this what is relational database. Next one, SQL commands. We have 5 different types of SQL commands, that is DDL, data definition language. In this we have some commands and also DML, data manipulation language, DCL, data control language, TCL, transaction control language, DQL, data query language. We will furtherly discuss what are the commands we have in this commands. Okay, next we are going to discuss about data types. That is, we have some of the data types in our SQL, that is string data type like varchar, text, etc. We have varchar text. This varchar is used to represent string in our SQL. Next one is integer data type like int, number, etc. One of the data type is date. Next one is float or decimal. Next one is boolean. Also check out identity colon. Okay, these are the data types we are going to discuss in our further classes. Next one we are going to discuss about constraints. These constraints are we can use these constraints along with our data type. When we are going to create the table, we are going to use these constraints. In this we have 6 types of constraints. They are primary key, foreign key, check constraint, null constraint, unique constraint, and default, etc. We have many of the constraints. Normalization. Next one is normalization in SQL. Different normalization forms like 1NF, 2NF. We have many of the normalizations in SQL. These also we are going to discuss in future classes. Next one is operators. In SQL we have some of the operators like arithmetic operators, logical operators, comparison, union all operators. We are going to discuss these also. Next one is a case statement. In this we are going to know about simple case statement as well as nested case statement. This also we are going to discuss in further. Next one is important SQL class. These topics are very important. Distinct class, order by class, limit or top class. Next one is inner join. How to fetch data from multiple tables by using one of the column which were same in both the tables. We are going to fetch the data from those two tables by using the same column. By we can access that data by using inner join. As well as we have some of the joins, that is left join, right join, full join. We have so many joins in SQL. We are going to discuss that also. In intermediate SQL we have some of the concepts like group by and having class, aggregate functions like min, max, average, sum, count. And next one is order of execution. How we are going to execute SQL queries. We have some order to that execution. We are going to implement those order in our classes. Subqueries, we are going to discuss about subqueries. Subquery means we are going to write query in other query. That is, we are going to use some queries to implement some of the SQL commands. Next one is CTE table or with class. Next one is all the types of joins, that is as I mentioned before only, left join, right join, full outer join, cross join, self join. These joins are going to discuss in further classes. Inbuilt functions, string function like substring, position, coalescence, etc. Data functions, date functions like exact, toDate, etc. Window functions like most important are rank, dense rank, row number, lead, lack. Also good to learn first value, last value, and nth value. And also we are going to see about views. These are the topics which we are going to see in intermediate SQL. In basic SQL it is somewhat easy to learn the concepts in basic SQL. It is also easy to learn intermediate SQL, but we have to do more practice. With that practice only we are going to get all these concepts. Next one is advanced SQLs. In advanced SQL, we have some of the concepts like recursive SQL queries, pivot table or cross table function, materialized views, stored procedures, user defined functions, and we have some of the topics we are going to discuss in advanced SQL. Next we are going to see about what is data, what is database, and what is relational database. Is DBMS is same as database, or evaluation of database. All these concepts are going to see now. First I am going to tell what is data. We all know that we have some of the data which was stored in the form of tables, or we are going to store the some of the data, right, in the form of image or text or file or video or any other data format. We are going to store data, right. That data is, it is either name, age, property, whatever the property we are going to give, that is considered as data, right. Any information is considered as data, that is name, age, property, etc. Data can be in any format like text, image, file, video, etc. We are going to store data in any of the format like text, file. We can say the data as tables, and we all have some other formats to store our data. Next, what is database? Database is the storage of data in an electronic system. Okay, we are going to store the data in the form of tables, right. We can tell in relational database we are going to save our data as in the form of table, right. So here the storage of the data in an electronic system is known as database. It is simple as database is the storage of data in an electronic system. We can store that data in relational database, or we can store the data in non-relational database also. I will discuss what is relational database or what is non-relational database. See here, data we are going to store in database, that is as we discussed now. The data which is stored in database is easily accessed, modified, protected, and analyzed. We can easily access, modify, protect, or analyze that data which was stored in database, right. We can think that DBMS, that is database management system, is same as database, right. No, those two are different. That is we can't tell that database management system is same as database. Database is the container which is used to store the data. When we can see database, it is the storage of data. Where we consider DBMS, that is database management system, it is the software which is used to manage your database. The database is the container which is stored the data. DBMS is the software which is used to manage your database. The storage the data which we have stored as database is going to manage in a software, that is DBMS, that is database management system, right. In DBMS we are going to store our data in the in the format of tables or a relational database or non-relational database. We are going to store our data in our database. It is going to manage in our DBMS, that is database management system, okay, and later it is going to access to our user or applications. Examples of database management system are MySQL, PostgRE, MongoDB, Cassandra. We have so many other database management systems. Some of them are these. In our course we are going to use, as I mentioned before only, we are going to use PostgRE. Now we are going to see evaluation of database. In earlier we are going to use flat file database, that is data is stored in simple data like file like CSV file or fixed length file, etc. What is this flat file database? That is, we can't the file length is fixed, it can't be changed, right? We are going to simple data in the form of this CSV file or fixed length file. Okay, next it is modified to hierarchical database, and later it is modified as network database. These two, hierarchical database and network database, is used to store data through parent-child relationship, but both the databases are not capable of storing complex databases, hence replaced by relational database. These two, hierarchical and network databases, are going to store the parent-child relationship, but these two are not capable of storing complex databases. Okay, if we have some of the databases which have many of the columns and rows, that is we are going to store much data in our database, it's going to difficult to store in this hierarchical database and network database. So the relational database is come into picture for this storage of complex databases. Okay, in 2020 there are two popular databases, that is a relational database Oracle, non-relational database, that is MongoDB. Okay, in relational database we are going to use some of the Oracle, as I mentioned before, SQL and MySQL, PostgRE we are going to use. Non-relational databases are MongoDB. Now I am going to tell about relational database, RDBMS. What is relational database? In a relational database, data is stored through collection of tables. These tables are related to one another. As I mentioned before only, the relational database, this data is going to stored through tables. We are going to store the information in the form of tables in this relational database. Okay, and also the tables which were written in this relational database are related to one to another. Okay, okay, next I will explain this later. Each table consists of rows and columns. Each column has a name and data type can be set data rule which is associated to every column. Okay, now I am going to explain this. When we consider that employee table, here we have employee table and manager table. Both the tables are interlinked by using manager ID. See, here we have manager ID, name, age and manager ID, and also in manager table we have manager ID, name, department ID. See, when we see this manager ID, we both the tables are having same manager IDs, right? So the tables are interlinked with this manager ID. By using this column only, we are going to implement some of the joins. As I mentioned before only, we are going to use joins to fetch the data, right? That joins are going to implement by using this same column, that is manager ID. Okay, when we see manager table and department table, we have some of the department IDs which were common in both the tables. So these both the tables are interlinked by using these department IDs. Okay. In this way, the relational database are going to store the collection of tables. Okay. These tables are related to one another by using the same column. Okay. I think you got what I told. And also each table consists of rows and columns. We can see rows and columns in these tables. Okay, each column has a name and data type can be set data rule which is associated to every column. Okay, when we are going to create these tables, we are going to specify some name to that column and also say some data type to that column. That means the data type which were present in the same column, we have same data type. Okay, if I give some data type to ID, if I give some integer data type to this ID, when I create this ID column, I am going to give some data type, that is integer. I have given integer to this data type, to this column, that is ID. The information which were stored in this ID column was we have to store the integer data type only in this ID column. We can't store varchar or some string or something else. We are not able to store some other data type in this column. Whatever the data type which were specified when we are going to create this column, we have to store that data type only in that column. Okay. Next. In RDBMS, we structured query language program to add, delete or retrieve the data. We can add or delete or retrieve the data in our RDBMS. Okay. For this we are going to use some queries. Examples of RDBMS are Oracle, MySQL Server, PostGRE, etc. Okay, we gone through relational database. I think we got some picture about this relational database. I think so. But what is non-relational database? In this non-relational database, we have some of the some type of several types of non-relational database. That is key value database, document database, graph database, wide column database, search engine database, time series database. For learning this SQL, we don't want to discuss this non-relational database, so I am not going to tell about this. But in further classes, I will try to tell these also. I will give some overview about these databases. That is key value database. This database is used by this database. This database is interlinked with the use of key value. Okay. Document database, we are going to use some documents in this document database. Graph database, we are going to use some graphs. Wide column means we are going to use columns in our database, but we are not going to use tables. This is important. We are not going to use table, but we are going to use column in this wide column database. Search engine, we have time series also. That's all about overview or roadmap for this SQL. In next video I'm going to tell about how to install PostGRE. Okay, that is I am going to tell how to install PG admin IDE, and also how to create some of the and also going to tell some of the commands like how to create, how to modify the data in further in next class. That's all about today. If you want to get more clarity about this SQL, we have to do a lot of practice. Don't neglect this practice. We have to, when we get much practice, we are going to rock this language, I think so. That's all about today. Okay, thank you.